Hello students, welcome back to another session of inventory and risk management. So today we will be discussing about important inventory models. Okay, so the major inventory models which we will be discussing are EOQ, economic order quantity, reorder point or reorder level model, safety or buffer stock. Okay, so we will first discuss about economic order quantity, EOQ model. Economic order quantity is an ideal order quantity a company should purchase for its proper management of inventory. EOQ refers to the quantity of material. Okay, economic order quantity. So it refers to the quantity of material to be purchased at one time to optimize the cost thereon. So it refers, what is economic order quantity? It is the ideal order quantity. So a company should order to maintain its order inventory, so there will not be any understocking or overstocking. So and this EOQ refers that the quantity of material should be that always refers to the quantity of the material or the inventory that should be purchased at one time and then single time, so that the cost can be optimized means minimized, and this is done to minimize the variable inventory cost. So we have in the learned about different kinds of cost involved in management of inventory in the earlier classes. So to minimize the cost or to optimize the cost, this economic order quantity is a model which have to be maintained. So this is a graphical representation of economic order quantity. So you can see in the xy axis, the x axis the reorder quantity is plotted, and the y axis the annual cost. So against this the annual cost, you can see the ordering cost is falling from the top y axis to the x axis. The cost is reducing, and the total cost, you can see this is the ordering cost and this is the total cost involved. This is the total cost. This is the red color. Total cost is holding cost plus carrying cost. This ordering cost plus holding cost. So the holding cost is the cost falls from x-axis and it is increasing. It is increasing as the reorder quantity increases. As the reorder quantity increases. I will explain it once again. So you can see here, so the holding cost is increasing as the reorder quantity is increasing. As we move from x-axis, as we move this way, like as we move to the, as the reorder quantity is increasing, the holding cost is also increasing. And as the annual cost increases, the ordering cost is decreasing. And a particular point where this is a point where this circle, this green circle or this point is the point where the holding cost and ordering cost meets. So this is the point where economic order quantity and the total cost is also there. The total cost is it decreases and it increases at a point from economic order quantity, from the point of economic order quantity. From that point, from the economic order quantity point, the total cost is increasing. You can see it from the graph. Here you can see this is a point at which the total cost, the economic order quantity is a point at which the total cost initially decreases and it turns to increase. Okay, so this is the economic order point. So we'll see what are the major assumptions of economic order quantity model. The size of order increases, the ordering cost of an item decreases. From the diagram it is understood. As the order increases, the ordering cost, as the size, as the number of quantity, if we buy in bulk, the cost is decreasing. You can see as the cost, as the ordering quantity, as we move from x to y, as we move from x to like this way, we move this way, the ordering cost is decreasing. As we increase the ordering quantity, as the reorder the quantities, as the quantity is increased, the ordering quantity we increased, so the cost is decreasing. Okay. First assumption is that next is the size of order increases, the carrying cost of an item increases. So what you see, as I have explained earlier, here you can see that as the quantity, the ordering quantity increased, the holding cost is also increasing. Okay. So what is the next? The point at which ordering cost is equal to carrying cost is called EOQ, and at the intersection point the total cost is at the lowest. Here we can see that, as I have explained earlier, the point at which ordering cost and holding cost is equal, that is holding cost is equal to ordering cost. Okay, and this is the point at which the economic order quantity is the point at which the total cost is minimum. Okay. And the equation of economic order quantity, the equation of economic order quantity is EOQ is equal to root of 2QO, that is quantity. Q is the quantity and O is the order quantity, and C is the carrying cost. Okay. So annual quantity demanded, the annual quantity demand per year, what is the demand, that is Q, and O is the ordering cost per order, for per order, and C is per unit. What we have to remember here is ordering cost is per order and the carrying cost is per unit. Okay, and Q is annual demand. So this is the equation for EOQ, which have to be remembered. Okay, this is very important equation. EOQ is equal to root of square root of 2Q. Q is the annual quantity demand, O is ordering cost per order. Ordering cost is per order and the carrying cost is per unit. This you have to remember. Now we'll discuss with an example. The material DX is used uniformly throughout the year. The data about annual requirement, ordering cost, holding cost is given. So annual requirement is 2400 units. Ordering cost per order is 10 rupee. So we have to multiply it with the total requirement. And holding cost is per unit cost is given, that is 30 paisa. So we have to determine the economic order quantity. So we will write initially the equation. The equation is square root of 2QOC. So Q is the annual requirement, O is ordering cost and per order, and C is the carrying cost per unit. So it is already given. So multiplying these things you will get 400 units. Okay. So economic order quantity of this problem is 400 units. Now we can compute the number of orders to be placed per year, like according to this per year how much orders have to be made. So the number of orders per year, annual demand is 2400 units and economic order quantity is 400 units. So how many orders per year? 6 times we have to order. So accordingly in an year 12 months are there. After each 2 months, the new order have to be maintained. This is how we identify what is the reordering point or what is the time at which order have to be maintained. Now ordering cost we will calculate. So there are 6 orders in an year and per order the cost is 10 rupees. And what is the average holding cost? 6 times in an year the unit have to be. There are 400 units. 400 units are there. And what is the holding cost per unit we have to identify. So that is 400 divided by 2 into 30 paise. Okay. Is that clear? Okay, now we'll see what are the assumptions of economic order quantity. The first assumption is the cost of ordering. Like here, it is not practically possible to keep all the variables constant. That is annual requirement, ordering cost, carrying cost. It varies, but here in the economic order quantity model, we assume that all the items, all the variables are constant. So the ordering cost remain constant. The demand rate for the year is non and evenly spread throughout the year. Like we are sure that the demand, the annual requirement is clear and it will not fluctuate. It will remain same for the year. But it's not true. The requirement may change. There may be unforeseen situation. There may be certain demand increases. There may be certain situation in which the demand falls also. Okay, the lead time is not fluctuating. What is lead time? Lead time is the difference between the order, the time taken between an order placed and the order received. Like for example, as I told, when we order an item in Flipkart, today we made an order and we received the item 5 days after. So that 5 days gap is termed as a lead time. And the purchasing price is constant for every item. The purchasing price for the raw materials and every items involved in the production process remains the constant. It is assumed, but it will not. It will change. The price will be changing. There are many external factors which affect the prices. Carrying cost is based on average inventory. So that is the reason we have taken the holding cost here. Many of you may have confusion why we have divided by 400 divided by, because the cost is calculated per like average, like divided by 2 is it is based on an average. Okay, now we'll see what are the major advantages of EOQ model. EOQ gives the customized recommendation regarding the most economical number of units to order, that we have seen, that you may have understood from the example. Next, helps to minimize the cost of inventory. It is a mathematical approach so that it is reliable, so that there will be less errors. The use of formula is useful to plan and use the computers for calculation purpose. The same economic order quantity, the way in which we have calculated here using the mathematical equation, no, there are way in which we can calculate the economic order quantity in Excel. It is used in Tally. There are different softwares also available. It provides a baseline for getting the best deal. So we'll see what are the major disadvantages. Here the major disadvantages, we are keeping all the variables as constant, which is not actually possible. The manual calculation takes time and also expensive. EOQ is not applicable when demand is not constant. Faulty basic information. If the basic information, the carrying cost, annual requirement which is given is faulty or mistake, then the EOQ will be also incorrect. Here the EOQ model is based on all assumption. It is not on a real basis. It is based on assumption. Okay. Now we will discuss on another model, that is stock level, based on the stocks. Okay, stock level of material. Stock and in economic order quantity, the stock should be always kept as low as possible. It also ensures the availability as and when it is required. Like it is said that if there is a requirement, the raw material is available right at that moment, but it is not in the actual situation. It is not possible. It also maintain the required level of material in store at minimum cost. Stock levels are fixed for each item. These are the assumption, but this will not work in the actual situation. Okay, now we will see what are the stock levels or stock level model. In stock level, we have to initially identify what is the minimum stock level to be maintained, what is the maximum stock can be maintained in the warehouse, average stock, what is the average stock, danger level, and reorder stock level. Okay, so for this we will first study safety and buffer stock. Okay, safety stock or minimum stock level. Okay, safety stock is known as the minimum stock level. It is also known as buffer stock or reverse stock. You have to remember the other names of safety stock, that is minimum stock level or buffer stock or reverse stock. So this safety stock is an additional quantity of an item held in the inventory in order to reduce the risk at the item if there is an out of stock situation. Okay, the safety stock acts as a buffer stock in case of sales of an item is greater than planned or the supplier is unable to deliver additional unit in the expected time. Like there may be uncertain situations, so in that time, to maintain the or to smoothen the flow of the process, the safety stock is maintained. And there are additional holding costs associated with the safety stock. So if we maintain safety stock, there are additional holding cost involved. So what is the need for safety stock? What is the need for maintaining safety stock? Safety stock protect against unforeseen variations in the supply on demand, also compensate forecast accuracies only in case the demand is bigger than the forecast. Its purpose is to prevent disruption in the manufacturing or deliveries, that is if certain obsolescence or anything happens, to maintain or recover that situation. Avoid stock outs to keep customer services and satisfaction at high level. Bulk purchase helps in reducing cost. So what is the formula of this safety stock? Safety stock is equal to maximum usage rate minus average usage rate into the lead time. Okay, and another equation is reorder level minus average consumption into average reorder period. So this is a safety stock. So there may be problems in which you have to identify what is the safety stock, and also other informations will be given. So we will see what is the reorder level, all those things we will be learning. So you have to remember the formula. So here is an example given about Dell Limited. There it takes 10 days. The lead time is 10 days, and ABC requires 10,000 units of RAM per year, and the ordering cost is given, carrying cost is given, the maximum usage is also given. Okay, so now we have to calculate. So minimum daily usage is 10 units, it's given. Maximum usage per day, it's given. So maximum daily usage is given, lead time 10 days given, average daily usage is also given. Average, how we will calculate it? It means annual usage is given divided by 365 days, because we have to calculate for daily basis, because other information is given on daily basis. You can see the maximum daily usage is given, lead time is based on daily basis. So if we take the demand on annual basis, we cannot calculate. So this annual demand have to be divided by 365 days. Okay, and the safety stock, how we will calculate the safety stock? So maximum daily usage minus the average daily usage into lead time. So how it is calculated? The average minus maximum so the average usage minus maximum, how much, into the lead time. So now is calculate maximum stock level. How we will calculate the maximum stock level? Maximum stock level is the quantity of material above which the stock of an item should not normally allowed to go. So this is a maximum level. Out of more than that, if we keep, that will be overstocking. So maximum level, how we can identify what is the maximum stock that we have to maintain? So it is, the equation is reorder level plus reorder quantity. What is the maximum reorder level plus what is the reorder quantity minus minimum consumption and minimum reorder period. What is average stock level? It shows the average quantity of material, how much, like it is not the minimum or maximum, it is the average what we should keep. So the equation is minimum level plus maximum divided by 2. Danger level. What is this danger level? Level set below minimum stock level. If minimum stock is the minimum stock that we have to maintain for the daily basis transactions. So if we go down this, what will happen? That will be a danger level. So in danger level also we will maintain something. It is set below the minimum stock level at which the normal issue of materials are stopped. Okay, and how we will calculate the danger level? Below this danger level, then we will be in loss. Okay, so this is calculated based on the equation average consumption into emergency supply item. Now we'll see what is the reorder point. Reorder point, what is, like, from the word, it is clear. Reorder means the point at which we have to reorder the or restock the items. So reorder point is also known as reorder level or lead time. So the point at which the storekeeper makes a fresh request for the purchase. Generally it is between it lies between the maximum and minimum level. Okay. So we'll see what is the formula of reorder point or reorder level, how it is calculated. So it is lead time into average usage. What is the average daily usage plus safety stock, or other equation is maximum consumption into maximum reorder period. Here is a problem given. For information is given for the 12 months, the stock levels, different stock levels have to be. The maximum usage is given, minimum usage is given, average usage is given. Time lag for the requirement is 6 months. Maximum is 6 months and minimum is 2 months. Economic order quantity unit is also given. So now we will calculate all the reorder level, minimum level, maximum level, average stock and everything. So how we will calculate? Reorder level is equal to the equation we have to use, maximum usage into maximum reorder period. That is, maximum usage was 300 and the reorder period was given 6. So it is just by applying the equations you will get the answers. So let's conclude this thing. In any business, to may it be a big or a small one, we must understand that taking care of the inventory is very much important. Otherwise, if we lose control over the inventory, the cost will be high. If as managers we do not understand the concept of good inventory management, we must learn to be familiar with it, and applications also have to be learned. Okay, one of the reason for the failure of a business is its inventory management. There are many ways to fight failure, and for aforesaid inventory models can be used. Like we have learned about some inventory models, how to maintain inventory. Other things we will learn in the upcoming classes, what are the tools and techniques for the inventory management. EOQ model, ABC, just in time, VED model, FSN. There are many other models which we will discuss in the upcoming classes. And a truly effective inventory management system will minimize the complexities involved in planning, execution and controlling a supply chain network, which is critical for a business success. So by which we conclude the session, and I hope the inventory models for the inventory control is clear to you all, and need to by heart these equations, and just practice the problems which we have discussed. If you feel any difficulty, get back to me. Thank you so much.